So the second quality of a wise and a successful person, remember we are looking at the 20 qualities of a wise and a successful person. And the second quality is unpretentiousness. Adambitvam, says the Lord in the Gita. In other words, to be simple and modest and not showy. Right? Now friends, what happens is, a general weakness among mankind is to pretend to be more than what you actually are. You pretend to be more than what you actually are. And why do you do that? You do that because you're more worried, you're more concerned about what will others say, what will others think. So you're relying on another person's opinion, on the opinion of people. Right? You're concerned with that more than what you actually are. It's a tragedy. And as a result, you succumb to all forms of pretensions. You pretend through your clothing, through your dressing, through your ornamentation, your walking, your talking, your movement. You're always wanting to impress others. Right? Now, all these are attention-seeking expressions by the unwise. Because you are incomplete from within, to fill this lacuna, to fill this void from within, you put up all these acts. You know the English proverb, empty vessels make noise. The ones that are filled, they make no noise. So the root cause for pretentiousness is the lack of self-sufficiency in life. That capacity to be content and joyful within. With no dependence on the objects and beings of the world, with no dependence on the opinions of others. Right? Since you lack this self-sufficiency, you give in to pretentiousness. You see, when you evaluate yourself correctly, assess yourself properly, you understand your weaknesses, your strengths, and you're modest about it, then what does it matter? If someone rates you higher than what you actually are, you understand that person is making a mistake, is misunderstanding you. Similarly, if a person underrates you, again you understand that person is making a mistake. You know who you are, period. But that's not what happens. When someone rates you higher than what you are, you get elated, you get carried away. And when someone underrates you, you're dejected. You're sorrowful. Right? So always you're mentally agitated, never at peace and balance with yourself. So to remain balanced and to get over this weakness of pretending, you've got to develop this beautiful quality of self-sufficiency. And how do we gain self-sufficiency? How do we do that? We've covered it before. What do you got to focus on? Anybody? Correct. You've got to focus on your higher self, on your real self. As we've been studying, you are not this finite being, this finite limited body, mind and intellect that you think yourselves to be, but you are that infinite pure consciousness, the supreme indivisible pure consciousness, which is your real self, your higher self, the Godhead within you and in all. Whatever you want to call that principle as, Atma, Paramatma, the consciousness, which is ever content and joyful, which is full of love and bliss. So the more you attune to the transcendental, to your higher self, the less dependent you are on the world, on the objects and beings and on the opinions of others. Right? So you couldn't care less then if your focus is on the transcendental. The world will honor you one day, the world will dishonor you on the other day. Will give you joy on one day, will give you sorrow on the other day. But since your focus is on the higher, you're beyond these pairs of opposites. Right? So, a wise person, all great people, all wise people are simple and modest. They're always eager to help others, never put up an act, and never seek attention, never show off. In fact, they're inconspicuous in a crowd. They just like to do their duty and get out, with no axe to grind, with no demands, demanding nothing, seeking nothing. Right? Not even the least attention. because they live on the principle of life is to give and never to take. Yeah?